Quotes about taking responsibility. Between stimulus and response, there is space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. When you think everything is someone's fault, you will suffer a lot. When you realize that everything springs only from yourself, you will learn both peace and joy. Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. When you complain, you make yourself a victim. Leave the situation, change the situation, or accept it. All else is madness. Hold yourself responsible for a higher standard than anybody expects of you. Never excuse yourself. The victim mindset dilutes the human potential. By not accepting personal responsibility for our circumstances, we greatly reduce our power to change them. Man must cease attributing his problems to his environment, and learn again to exercise his will, his personal responsibility. You can't change someone who doesn't see an issue in their actions. If you could kick the person in the pants responsible for most of your trouble, you wouldn't sit for a month. You must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstance, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. Part of getting a second chance is taking responsibility for what you did wrong in the first place. It is a painful thing to look at your own trouble, and know that you yourself and no one else has made it. The price of greatness is responsibility. It is not only for what we do that we are held responsible, but also for what we do not do. Making someone responsible for your misery also makes them responsible for your happiness. Why give that power to anyone but yourself? Happiness is your responsibility. If you depend or wait for other people to make you happy, you will always be disappointed. You are never responsible for the actions of others. You are only responsible for you. Until you accept responsibility for your life, someone else runs your life. The moment you take responsibility for everything in your life, is the moment you can change anything in your life. The greatest people are great, because they're willing to admit their greatest faults. Action springs not from thought, but from a readiness for responsibility. When you start to accept responsibility for the results you get in life, you also take back the power to change your future outcome. Responsibility is the thing people dread the most of all. Yet it is the one thing in the world that develops us, gives us manhood or womanhood fiber. Liberty means responsibility. That is why most men dread it. Responsibility is a grace you give yourself, not an obligation. If it's never our fault, we can't take responsibility for it. If we can't take responsibility for it, we'll always be its victim. The greatest gift you can give your children are the roots of responsibility and the wings of independence. Skills can be taught and developed, but attitudes are difficult to change, and ultimately are the responsibility of each person. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe for more videos.